Hello and welcome. So right off the bat, we're gonna get into the builds this season. So here's the stats for me so far, and basically, I'm gonna make this a lot quicker than doing all the individual builds here. Fell a little bit behind the track, so I figure we'll go through all of them together. There's more here than I've actually made. Like I made tons more than this. This is kind of just a good starting point to get these out. Some of these will be going on the TikTok and the Instagram, and they will get their individual breakdowns. A lot of these are still in a testing stage, and some of these you'll see share same perks. Some are built for league requirements where you're not allowed certain perks. Some are just purely for pubs. So we'll get right into it here. The very first build that we're going to look at is the puck moving defenseman. Now, I made a video on this already, and you can find it on the TikTok or on the YouTube Shorts. But this build was the very first build I made in this game. So this was red beauty backhand, red truculence, and quick pick. That puts your AP cap at a perfect 100. Now, you're 6'1", 160, because that was the meta back in the day, and that lets you have really fast speed at 96, with acceleration 96, and agility at 96. Puck control is a sleeper stat. You want this pretty high, but being that this was the first build I made, I was able to kind of compensate around it. So having the high defensive awareness here at 90 and the offensive awareness, I was able to pick up the puck fairly well, especially with quick pick. Now, having 88 wrist shot power is disgusting with beauty backhand. And then red truculence is just broken. Like, this perk is disgusting. You get 100% body check power, 25% stamina drain, and the opponent is down for 5 seconds with a 30% speed penalty and acceleration. So, like, when they're up, they're so slow. Quick Pick's a great sleeper perk because every tier gives you the same amount of pickup ability, but with faster reactions. So for a 5 AP cost, you're getting a 60% pickup ability compared to somebody who doesn't have the perk at all, with a 30% reaction time. And the reaction time is tied to the defensive awareness and offensive awareness, so they're both fairly high, right? So it kind of synergizes pretty well. The puck-moving defenseman this year has really good stats, defensively and offensively, but the Playmaker can kind of edge it out in a forward scenario with a little bit higher puck control and a little bit higher deking. But what they will lack is a couple points of defensive awareness or body checking, depending on how you do it. But that's the first build. That one's gone over pretty well. This is the other build. We've tweaked it a little bit. This one used to be elite edges, wheels, and truculence, but being a tanky power forward is a lot of fun. So you got blue wheels, red warrior, and big rig. Big rig is going to give you one-handed shot animations, and it's going to give you insane strength, balance, shot accuracy, and shot power, all while you're driving towards the net. Warrior is the hard truculence counter. This one is fantastic. This one just says, hey, you're going to get hit, and you're either going to bounce off them, you're going to get up faster, and you're not going to take any stamina. So you've seen in the other perk where truculence was like, you're going to take 25% of your stamina. Well, this time you're going to take 0. So no hit is going to drain your stamina at all, and that's fantastic. Wheels is just the god perk this year. It is super good in the fact that once you reach your top speed, you're going to get a small boost. So you get 3% more acceleration and speed. And when you're already at 97, that pretty much means, hey, you're going to go up to 99 for like 1 second, which 1 second's more than enough to get extra separation. Now, the AP cost is 35, and it's not worth it to do red wheels for the trade-off. And there's another build that I have that does use red wheels, and it's a lot of fun. But for all intensive purposes on this build, the AP cost is too high. So blue wheels is plenty. Now, you got an 80 wrist shot, pretty standard. Power forward at its small size has 97 speed and 97 acceleration. Now, you could, if you decide to tank your wrist shot all the way down, you could get 93. But that leaves you wanting a lot, and you'll probably miss the puck. So, 85 puck control, 90 endurance, 97 acceleration, and a modest 79 and 78. for your shot power. And you'll see in some of the later builds here that it's even lower than that. The playstyle category has some insane body checking at 91, and the offensive awareness is 90. Your passing is subpar, and your defensive stats are definitely lacking. Everyone's going to say, oh, you don't need that much hitting. But then when you actually play against a good player who uses Warrior, you want that hitting, or you're just going to get shaken off every time. You're not going to touch him, and you're just going to get frustrated. Especially when you're not running a truculence perk, right? The strength is going to help hold your posture during collisions, which is basically you're going to go into puck protect and people are going to bounce off you. It's going to be pretty handy to spin off everybody, especially paired with Warrior. The deking is at 90. It's like the new baseline this year. If you got under 90 deking on most classes, you're going to have slower hands. But everybody gets high deking this year, which is great. So that wraps up the power forward. Now the sniper. I have been battling back and forth on how to make a sniper good, and I have 2 or 3 versions. So this first one is just purely a scorer. The puck control is at 80. It's low. I know it is. We're not having the puck on our stick a lot. We want to be the finisher. So we're going to have 97 slap because it's overkill, right? We want to make this as easy as possible to score. So when you're a sniper, that gets easier because you can have max skating, 96, 96, 96, with 95 slap shot accuracy. That's pretty gross. And your wrist shot's still better than everyone else at an 80-80. Endurance is super crucial, so we got it up at 94. You could easily take this down if you felt like you were more accustomed to it and you felt like you didn't run out of energy or somebody ran Born Leader for you or something. Then you could have it look like this. But for all intents and purposes, get open, hit the green 1Ts, you're laughing. Now, Sniper this year has the ability to have 90 passing and 90 deking, which basically says to Dangler, hey, I can be exactly like you, but have a crazy shot. So that's kind of what we do. You build into what Sniper can do. So you got 86 body checking, you got 90 passing. Your hand-eye, it can go higher, but it's important to have the strength because strength is an all-around skill. So this build just makes it easy to hit 1Ts. It's a one trick. It's very simple, but it's effective. Now we're on to the build that uses red wheels. So this particular build, well, it hits both your shooting at beauty backhand and quick release. So you're going to get the new animations for both of those. And you're going to have red wheels to get that 2-second burst of 3% for your speed acceleration. As well as we have 97 endurance. So you can kind of see how this build is made. It is purely intent to catch the puck, go fast, get the breakaway, and you're golden. Now, you can also use this exact same build with blues in a more balanced setting, and it's a lot of fun in this route. For places that ban the red perks, you can just go this route. So that's how that'll look here. It plays fairly well, and your AP is at 95. So it's a good usage of it. The deking's at 99, your hand-eye is at 94, passing's at 92, and we're playing into the hitting role because the stick checking is still not good in this game. And until they fix the stick checking, you can still make pokes, but it's not that great. The wrist shot power is at 85, wrist shot accuracy is at 85. We don't have any balance on this build because our whole goal is to get in quick and snipe it, right? We're trying not to get caught. Now, this puck moving defenseman, this next one here, is my go-to build. I ran this one in probably 75% of my games. This is my favorite build by far, and it is super, super effective. So you got blue wheels, red truck, and quick pick. Wheels lets you go faster. Truculence means you can run everybody over, and quick pick is just that flexible middle spot that's going to help you all around. 84 accuracy, 73 power. We don't need the shot power because most of our goals are going to be scored from in front of the net. This is a winger build. I do use it on defense sometimes, but the only thing that I would ever change if I was playing sixes in defense is I would get rid of wheels and I would put on send it. Now, again, we have 97 endurance, 90 puck control, and our skating is all at 96. We are blessed with the play style at 90-90 with 84 body checking and 90 defensive awareness. Very, very well-rounded. Now, the two-way forward can do a very, very similar thing with a little bit less passing and more strength, especially in the leagues where you aren't allowed to use defensemen on forward. But the two-way classes are super, super strong. So we'll move on from that one to the Playmaker. And you're kind of seeing a little thing here between the Playmaker and the Puck Mover. They are interchangeable for me. And because the league that I play in doesn't allow defensemen on forwards, I basically make this the parallel. So you got wheels, you got truck, and you got big tipper. Big tipper's not necessary. We're just testing out. You can easily put on these filler perks here. No contest is great. Warrior is super effective, but I find that if you're not using the red version, you're still kind of suffering. 1T is a great perk just to have access to. Not because your shot's going to be remarkably better, but because you're always going to be an additional skill-based one-timer. So that means you're always going to have the gray circle underneath you when you're open, and then you can always hit green 1Ts, which is super, super cool. Now, Beauty Backhand is a great one too. Because your passes are as accurate and powerful as forehand passes, being on a Playmaker, that is a great skill to have to be able to pass from any direction, as well as getting the backhand power too. So these are all great flexible perks. You can kind of see what this opens up as. And overall, it's just a very good flex build where you can fine-tune that last little bit to your play style. Maybe you want Spark Plug after you throw a hit, so you get that 15% speed boost for 3 seconds. Like you can easily synergize up with it. Now, I did say that the Playmaker was a lot like the Puck Mover. And with that, the easy fix is just to drop your passing just a little bit, and now you have a very, very similar style. Moving on from that build, we have this Puck Mover. This Puck Mover, it is just the same. This one exists solely for Warrior, so that if I'm the victim of red truculence, I can just counter that and not have to worry about that at all. This Sniper is one I've been trying to make work. I've been trying to make a Sniper that is super, super tanky and still able to do everything. So you're a little bit slower at 95 speed, 95 acceleration, 94 agility. You have a modest shot at 86, and your slapper is 81. So overall, it's not really that fantastic. But you get to the playstyle category, and you have 87 body checking with 80 defensive awareness, as well as 92 hand-eye and 87 strength. Your deking is at 90, and this one is for the league that says, hey, you can't use wheels. So Warrior gets slotted in, quick release, and Big Rig's there. Now, Big Rig is a lot of fun, but if you're not allowed to run it in your leagues, you can easily just swap it to something else. Like, Warrior's great, Beauty Backhand's great, Send It's great, Pressure Plus is banned everywhere. Born Leader is a fantastic perk too as a team-wide, but I find that it's best if you use the 10%, because you're gaining 4% more from red to blue at a 15 AP cost. So if you can fit it in, this is a great perk, especially if you shoot lots and you hit. Say you average 10 shots a game and 10 hits. That's going to give you 2 full bars of stamina a game, which is super nice to have. Now, looking at this build here, you're like, why don't you go lower weight and you can have more stats? And this is exactly something I've tried too. And here's how that looks. So you drop your agility down to 91, and you can get this up to 88. Right? So now you are fast, tanky, and it looks fairly good. And that's kind of where we're at. My problem when I did this particular play style is I didn't like how my agility felt. I felt like I was a little bit too heavy, a little too straight line, and I wasn't going when I wanted to. That said, if you guys can make it work, it is statistically great. Like, it's a great way to look at it. You drop that down all the way too, max out your puck control. Look at that. Suddenly you are fantastic, right? Now you're basically a mini power forward, but, you know, you have the extra points in the power category. So super fun on that one. I like using that one when I know I'm playing lesser skilled players because I can just hold on to the puck really well. This is another one I've been trying on. So this one is kind of like I'm trying to get more of a shot on a playmaker and make it a lot more well-rounded. This one isn't anything fantastic. I was trying to tinker with the weight to see what I could get out of it. But you can easily go 160, you have a 97, 97, 97. You have an 86 shot, 99 passing. It's not necessary at all. Your defensive stuff totally gets tanked for it, but you do get the 90 defensive awareness. You've seen with the Playmaker and the puck-moving defenseman that you can just leave it at that and get all your extra attributes if you want. Like, not too bad, because the Playmaker is very versatile. Like, you get a well-balanced stat pool. You don't have to be 5'8". You can easily go up to 6 foot 160 and have this same little combo. Edges is fantastic for when you're L2ing or you're doing corner stuff, as well as just providing a smoother skating experience once you're able to activate it and spin around. And then on to the final one for today. This one is the two-way forward. So this two-way forward is kind of built around certain bands, and it's 6 foot 176, not 175. And the reason we do 176 instead of 175 is that one extra point of strength. We could have one more point in endurance, or we could have one more point in strength. I took the strength. Now we got wheels, second wind, and 1T. We have 92 endurance, 86 puck control. Our shot's pretty low at 75-75. We have the standard 80 accuracy, and our slapper's down because it doesn't matter. You hit green 1Ts, you're still scoring. You get in close, you're still scoring. 1T, I had this on as a flex perk. You can do a lot more than just this, but I wanted to round out the two-way forward. One of the ways that I actually really like to run this two-way forward, though it is very frowned upon in every single league and every single thing, is this. And this is just the most toxic thing you can do, and it is so fantastic. So this build, it's a... I can't say the words or I'll get in trouble, but this build will piss people off. You got Pressure Plus to give you a 25% shot boost, or pressure. You'll get 25% more pressure every time you shoot the puck. Truculence is going to run everybody over so they're down, and Spark Plug is going to give you a boost as well for your pressure buildup, as well as your speed, your skating. It's just a fantastic perk. Like, super flexible after you throw a big hit, and Truculence makes it really easy to do that. But if you want to synergize this just a little bit more, here's what you can do. So you're going to go and you're going to put on 1T. And the reason why you would put on 1T when you see this is because how it synergizes with Pressure Plus. So when you get off a green shot, you get the bonus pressure, and it's considered a great shot, right? So having Pressure Plus and 1T is going to make it so that every time you're open and you hit a good clean shot, not only are you going to get more pressure, you're also going to have a hard shot that's going to be green, right? So you're going to get that green skill zone 1T, and it's going to be fantastic. So that's kind of how that all works. These are all the early builds that I've been working on. There's a lot more mentally that I've stored. but I'm constantly tweaking and editing all of these builds. And every one of them has been play tested to be able to dunk on kids and still win games. So whenever somebody comes in here and says, how come that build has no balance? Why don't you just skate away from them? Have some hockey sense. Don't put yourself in vulnerable positions and coordinate with your teammates on how to get out of the play. Right? Like, if Warrior is the counter to being hit, Wheels is the best skating perk to get around everybody. Beauty Backhand is unnecessary in most aspects of the game, but allows you to just snipe and cheese like it's nobody's business. Red Truculence is so broken and hilariously fun, but it is hard countered by players who have their characters having weight. And this might be a new thing to some people, but if you are a heavy character and somebody's 160 pounds and they're trying to hit you with Red Truculence, you can shrug it off. It is entirely possible, and that kind of negates how good Red Truculence can be. That said, you can still hit them clean on, and there's a good chance they get knocked down. But those glancing blows, it's not as broken as it could be. The problem is everybody else runs around with 160 pounds, no balance, and then somebody's coming in with Red Truck and just blows you up. And you're like, well, how did I die? But you got 90 hitting and somebody's got 73 balance. Like, they're going to go down. Now, there's one more thing that I kind of wanted to touch base on here. With all these builds, everything is interchangeable, right? So if one type of class has the attribute pool you like say Playmaker, because it's well-rounded, right? You can always go up to 100 AP. Unlike the pre-builds, you are capped right now. But there's enough flexibility in all of these to make these your own. Like, some perks that I really enjoy using are Born Leader, because this means whenever you shoot lots, your team's going to get tons of energy back. Rocket is hilarious at the point, because you can just score at will almost. You get the goalie tired even a little bit, you're putting that puck in the net. And that is a huge option for people to have. It does cost a little bit of AP, like it's 45. But, you know, it does work good. It's a fair trade-off for what you get out of it. It would be a lot better if it was 40, though, because then you could synergize it a little bit more, but it is what it is. Second Wind is also a great perk. If you find you're getting hit lots, this is a good perk to combat that, because every time that your bar goes to 0, or if you're straight lining and you're gassed all the time, you can get 50% of your stamina back. Just boom, right like that. And then the next time that you actually want to use it again, all you have to do is stand still, let your bar fill all the way up, and you can use this perk again. So super good. These perks for the wheels and edges they're okay at that point, but 75 AP is so much. And you get so much more value out of just using the middle tier perks. But, you know, it is what it is, and we're going to get more SP / whatever you want to call this stuff here, the attribute points, throughout the seasons, and it's going to make our guys be even better than where we're already at. So super, super cool. And I guess that's everything for now. So drop a follow and a like if you enjoyed the breakdown in the video. Check out the other channels. There's a lot of stuff going on that's not just on YouTube. But all in all, this is a big deep dive into the builds that I've been working on, as well as some of the stuff that you guys haven't seen yet that will be coming out in later videos soon.